Hello everyone, this is Lunar Rainbow Shy Guy, and welcome to Let's Play a game with an intro cutscene. In the year of 2000X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. Yes, it's another Mega Man game, and quite a popular one as well. So welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 2. Now, anyone who's played this game before probably knows that the most powerful weapon is Metal Man's weapon. Although my personal favorite weapon to use is Quickman's weapon, so I'll be going to his stage first. Now, Quickman's stage here is quite notable for these instant death lasers that shoot out of the walls. Although if you already know the way through the stage, they're not too difficult to avoid. There's also this room, which goes dark except when these enemies are on screen. It's also not too difficult. Although there is this one part at the end here, where you have to jump over a wall. I remember one time when I played this game, I was running through the darkness, wondering when it was going to end, until eventually I realized I had just been running into that wall for several seconds. Which, considering that was not the first time I had played this game, I felt a bit silly after that. But anyway, we're almost at the end of the stage, and this part can be a bit tricky. It can be very easy to scroll these enemies back on screen after you've defeated them. So I was quite careful there to avoid that happening. Anyway, now it's time for Quickman, which is a boss which, in theory, has a simple pattern where he will jump 3 times and throw boomerangs on the second jump, and then run around a bit. Although, thanks to a glitch in the game, it's not quite that simple. Sometimes when he tries to jump when he's next to a wall, the wall will end up eating his jump, and as a result, it can seem like he just jumps a random number of times. But anyway, now that we've defeated Quickman, we get his weapon, the Quick Boomerang, which just shoots a simple little boomerang. It's not that much stronger than the regular Buster, except against a few specific types of enemies. But the notable thing about this weapon is the absurd amount of ammo it has. I believe each segment of weapon energy gives you 8 shots. So you can go through the stages using it as much as you want, and never have to worry about running out of ammo. Anyway, here we are in Crashman's stage, which is a mostly vertical stage, with lots of climbing ladders and riding these platforms. So while I'm riding this platform, I'll take the time to talk about the order in which I'm doing these stages. Initially, I was planning on doing the stages in a reverse boss order, except I want to fight each boss once with the Buster and once with their weakness. Except similar to Mega Man 1, there's one boss where you can't really use their weakness against them in the rematch in the Fortress stages. And so I'm coming here to get their weakness now so I can use it against them in their stage. Anyway, here's a tricky part of this stage. If you just try to climb that ladder normally, there's no way to avoid those little birds without certain weapons. And so you have to switch ladders if you want to avoid getting hit. And I paused halfway between ladders to stop my vertical momentum and give myself more time to make it from one ladder to the other. Anyway, here we are at Crash Man, and this boss actually does have quite a simple pattern. He just runs back and forth, and when you shoot at him, he'll jump and fire a bomb at you. So if you just fight him like this, it's very easy to avoid getting hits. Although he does only take 1 damage per shot, so it does take a while. And so I guess I'll talk about the weapon you get from him now, which is the Crash Bomber, which is a weapon that shoots a bomb out, and when it hits a wall, it'll stick to the wall and explode after a while. Although it takes a lot longer to explode than the bombs Crash Man's shooting here, which you can only shoot one at a time, so you're left defenseless until it explodes. And that's not the only flaw this weapon has, because you also only get 7 shots with it. And so, unlike the Quick Boomerang, which you can basically use as much as you want, the Crash Bomber is a weapon you have to use sparingly. Anyway, here we are in Flashman's stage, which is a bit of a maze with these branching paths. There's also these barriers that can only be destroyed with the Crash Bomber. Although I'd like to save the ammo for that for Flashman himself, since this is the boss that you can't really use his weakness in the Fortress stages. And normally in my videos, I generally don't usually practice anything. I just like to jump into the game and see what I can remember. But against Flashman, it's really difficult to use the Crash Bomber against him effectively. And so I did practice this fight in order to figure a way out to get through the fight cleanly. Although I seem to have forgotten how to do it, so time for plan B, which, since he turns around towards you each time you hit him, you can just stand by the wall and shoot bombs at it, and he'll just sit in a corner with you and get exploded. You actually have to use the explosions against him, because just shooting the bombs at him directly, you don't actually have enough ammo to defeat him that way. But anyway, now that we defeated Flashman, we have the Time Stopper, and you also get item 3, but I'll talk about those next time, because this is the end of this video. So thank you for watching.